tuning into.
All right, black and white sports reporters. Well, I saw this and was like, oh, I'm doing a reaction. I want to do a reaction to it. I want to elevate it. I want to escalate it. I want to get it out there. Let's listen to this, folks. I want us to do a reaction to it.
Yesterday,
She should be, in this moment, the WNBA PR staff.
Opportunity to finally say, hey, you can ask me the tough questions.
And if the WNBA PR didn't think she should do this, they got a problem. I made two. They're cracking under the pressure.
Let's set the table here. This has been called a welfare league for years because the NBA has propped it up financially. And here's the part that should bother you regardless of what side of the Caitlin Clark debate you're on. The WNBA has never released clear profit figures, even after a season where every metric, attendance, ratings, merchandise, went through the roof. If you're not going to be transparent about your business during your best year ever, when exactly are you going to be transparent?
That is her at the event that he is at. This golf event. He is having his show, doing his show from. She's there.
You can't ask anything, and we thought, okay, we're going to be able to finally ask questions about Caitlin Clark, the WNBA expansion, a lot of different things. And we waited and we waited and we waited. And then we got word, Todd did.
Enter Dan Patrick, a legitimate media legend, ESPN and NBC pedigree, been doing this for decades, broadcasting live from the American Century Championship Celebrity Golf Tournament, where WNBA Commissioner Cathy Engelbert happened to be one of the celebrities playing. That's about as perfect an opportunity for an actual sit-down interview as you could script, and it should have been an easy win for the league.
An opportunity. She scheduled an interview with them, and she backed out. By the way, she is at this golf tournament. Dan Patrick, his crew, has pictures of Cathy Engelbert taking practice swings at this golf tournament that he is broadcasting from. And she backed out.
And this isn't some gotcha ambush we're talking about. This is the WNBA in the middle of a real PR crisis, with Congress actively looking into potential civil rights violations within the league. When you've got federal lawmakers asking questions, the last thing you do is dodge the one journalist who's actually offering you a fair platform to answer them on your own terms.
He's talked a shit ton of it for the last 35, 40 years. Cathy Engelbert had an opportunity right here to come on, dodged it. And if the WNBA PR didn't think she should do this, maybe it's time to get new people in the PR department.
She agreed to the interview, they promoted it, and then she backed out. And to make it worse, Patrick's crew had live footage of her hitting practice shots on the course literally while the show was on the air. You can't be 50 yards away golfing and claim you were too busy for a scheduled interview. That's not a scheduling conflict, that's a decision, and it's a bad look no matter how you spin it.
Yes, and I'm sure that had something to do with it. But she went on a radio station in Kansas City, but from what I was told, she was only going to be asked about expansion. They were not going to be, tough questions. So it's just disappointing. Go back to when the Caitlin Clark incident happened. We reached out to the WNBA all morning long. We needed, just give us a comment. Does anybody have a comment on this? Is anybody there?
Here's Patrick's own account, and it's damning. Yesterday, after the show, we waited almost 2 hours for her. We're standing by. We're waiting to interview her. That's not a 5-minute delay. That's an entire broadcast left hanging because a sitting commissioner couldn't be bothered to send a timely update, let alone show up.
We can at least let the WNBA have their say, have their voice, get out in front of this. We're just trying to be a journalist here. That's all. We're just trying to ask questions. But don't say yes, and then all of a sudden somebody probably said, in my opinion, oh, maybe we shouldn't do this. Well, at some point, you have to do this. I mean, if you want to be treated as a serious league, then do these. This is what happens. These are tough questions, but this is a fair outlet for you.
And Patrick makes the point that matters most here. Engelbert should be the one calling the shots on her own media appearances, not some PR staffer telling her she's not allowed to sit down with a legitimate journalist. If Adam Silver himself told her to skip it, fine, that's a different conversation. But getting overruled by your own communications department when you're supposed to be the face of the league is genuinely embarrassing.
Like, come on. You don't want to do it. You won't. The commissioner of the NFL does not want to come on this show. I've been doing this for 20 years. There's a reason why he doesn't want to come on. I have no problem if he doesn't want to come on. But if he said to me, hey, I'll come on tomorrow, and then all of a sudden he says the NFL PR department said I shouldn't do it. Like, and she's 50 yards away. She's hitting practice shots out of the bunker. So that's what's disappointing. We deserve more respect than what she gave us yesterday. We want to cover the WNBA. The PR staff, somebody...
Did you check with PR before you said yes to us? We promoted it all day yesterday. That's the exact right question to ask. And instead of a real sit-down, Engelbert went on a Kansas City radio station where, according to Patrick, she was only asked about expansion. That's not answering the tough questions. That's cherry-picking the softest possible interview and calling it accountability.
Decision, she should not be bowing down, kowtowing, any of that to anybody else. Unless Adam Silver told her to go on, to not go on. But I doubt it. This is what she's there for, to be the face of the league. This is a joke and an embarrassment at a whole nother level.
You're the commissioner, and you're listening to the PR department, which is fine.
This isn't a one-off pattern either. Patrick points out his team couldn't get anyone at the WNBA office on the phone when the Alyssa Thomas incident with Clark happened either. Let the WNBA have their say. Get out in front of this. At some point, you have to do this. When you're a commissioner avoiding your own league's biggest storylines 2 separate times in 1 month, that's not bad luck. That's a pattern.
We can at least let the WNBA have their say, have their voice, get out in front of this. We're just trying to be a journalist here. That's all. We're just trying to ask questions. But don't say yes, and then all of a sudden somebody probably said, in my opinion, oh, maybe we shouldn't do this. Well, at some point, you have to do this. I mean, if you want to be treated as a serious league, then do these. This is what happens. These are tough questions, but this is a fair outlet for you.
And Patrick draws the exact right comparison here. He's had Rob Manfred and Adam Silver on his show, commissioners of massive leagues who show up and answer hard questions, because that's the job. If you want to be treated as a serious league, this is what happens. That line right there is the whole thesis of this entire controversy in one sentence.
Before you said yes to us, we promoted it all day yesterday. Now, look, I know people get busy, people have agendas. The people, like, it was her opportunity to finally say, hey, you can ask me the tough questions, okay? I thought this was going to be a good thing for the WNBA because people still want answers here. There's so many people who have an opinion, agendas here. And this was a chance to sit down. And yes, would the questions be tough? Yes. Yes. And I'm sure that had something to do with it. But
here's the prediction worth paying attention to. If the WNBA keeps dodging instead of answering, they're going to end up giving Congress a benign non-answer or a no comment, and then get dragged in front of cameras on Capitol Hill anyway, except now it looks even worse because they had every chance to get ahead of it and chose not to.
Move this commissioner. She is not doing her job. Let's listen to this, folks. I want us to do a reaction to it.
Yesterday, we were hoping to do an interview with Cathy Engelbert. She's the WNBA commissioner. Todd spoke to her a couple of nights ago, and we had a pairings party. Todd went up to her. She's been very friendly to the show.
And this is where it stops being just a PR story and starts being a business problem. Real fans are saying, on the record, that they're done watching regardless of whether Clark's even in the lineup, until there's real change at the top, Stephanie White included. Networks paid real money for guaranteed viewership numbers, and every fan who checks out because leadership won't answer basic questions is a number the league has to explain to its broadcast partners eventually.
This is a joke and an embarrassment at a whole nother level.
You're the commissioner, and you're listening to the PR department, which is fine, but did you check with PR before you said yes to us? We promoted it all day yesterday. Now, look, I know people get busy, people have agendas. The people, like it was her.
This is a disaster, a PR disaster. They're cowards. Strong word, but look at the full picture. You've got the commissioner dodging a scheduled interview, and separately, Fever COO Amber Cox going after Clark fans online, which by any standard is an unprofessional look for a senior executive. When your own leadership is more reactive to social media than to the actual questions piling up around your league, that's the real story here.
Show, right? And they are out at a golf tournament, celebrity golf tournament. There's all kinds of folks out there. I saw earlier, I just did a video about Seattle Seahawks head coach Mike McDonald on Black and White Sports Football. And he was on the Dan Patrick show, oddly enough. Well, Dan Patrick had scheduled Cathy Engelbert, the commissioner of the WNBA, to come in and look,